Welcome to G&T Sips and Giggles. This episode is a toast to adventure and laughter. Join the ever-fabulous Tina Leggs Tantrum and her delightful co-host Glenn as they take you on a whirlwind tour of their favourite places to visit. And some places might surprise you. Tina talks about the hidden gems of Belfast, where Glenn talks about some of his favourite far-flung destinations which are brimming with charm and intrigue. So whether you're an armchair traveller or planning your next getaway, Tina and Glenn's infectious enthusiasm and insider insights will inspire you to explore the world with fresh eyes. So grab your favourite beverage, sit back and join Tina and Glenn as they sip and giggle their way through their beloved haunts and must-see places on G&T Sips and Giggles. Theme tune!
Well, Glenn, thank you so much for that introduction. That was really, really lovely.
Oh, thank you very
lovely,
much.
darling.
You're looking well yourself today. How are you?
Oh, well, I'm not really, darling. Look at me, for God's sake. I mean, I do try, but you know what worries me? Every time I look in the mirror, I get the fear. I just keep getting better and better looking every day. So, honestly.
I mean, you're looking very well today, I have to say.
Stunning.
You are stunning.
I'm stunning.
You are stunning. Where's the outfit from today?
Primark.
The last one was from Primark? Is that where you're in?
They're all from Primark.
Great.
Thank you. I am the bargain budget drag queen of drag queens. I don't see the point in paying absolutely thousands and thousands of pounds for an old gown. It's not going to last you that long anyway. How are you, love?
I'm good, yes. I'm recovering. It's all self-inflicted, so no sympathy required here.
You think I'm going to give away sympathy? Are you kidding me, love?
Remind me why we're friends again.
Exactly. I'll keep you on your tootsies, let me tell you.
So look, we're talking about favourite places
Yes.
this episode.
This is probably going to be one of my most favourite apart from me loving to talk, but I love these. I'm going to love this podcast so much.
Okay, well listen, let's start by...
Okay.
Let's explore...
Yeah.
Your first favourite place. Is it Belfast?
No.
Okay.
Can I just put out there, I absolutely adore Belfast.
Okay.
I absolutely adore Belfast. I really do. It's my home. It's my heart.
Right.
However, ask me where my favourite place is to visit.
Tina, where is your favourite place to visit?
Chapel.
I was not expecting that. Chapel.
Yeah.
Okay. You need to give me more information.
Well,
so
I'm
you
going
need to,
to
into...
because I wanted you to take a wee moment there, you know, because I knew you wouldn't have never expected me, and I'm sure a lot of people will go Chapel, because they would have probably been expecting me to say somewhere else.
I mean, I was expecting somewhere beyond the shores of Northern Ireland, but
well, there
is.
I do have, well, there is actually two, but I have to say my favourite place where I go for peace, solitude, mental well-being, and just that lovely, it's just that niciness. Ambience is the word I'm trying to find. And sometimes it doesn't have to be for a very long time. It can be a very short time. But I like to go. And I always feel wonderful afterwards. Now, my secret guilty pleasure to go to, my secret guilty pleasure, the place I love to visit, is Gran Canaria.
Well, I know that you are a fan of Gran Can, but we need to just take a step back. I am not ready to move on from this favourite place of Chapel, because I guess the one thing that immediately springs to mind for me, but I guess, you know, I know that you are a person of faith.
I am.
And you are also a person who is quite spiritual. I guess people would immediately maybe think, well, there's not really a place for a fabulous drag queen like Miss Tina Leggs in Chapel.
Well, I believe in the power of prayer. That's it.
And actually, that's a fair point you do, because I think
do.
we mentioned before that before every show,
Before every show, we do the prayer, and I've always done the prayer, and I just, it gives me self-belief. It really does, and it empowers me. And I think whatever you believe in, good luck to you. That's what I believe in. And the reason why I go to chapel is out of respect. And I choose my own beliefs. And I believe God loves everybody. He loves everybody. Well, the way I was born gay has nothing to do with anybody on this earth. And the day that I am called and I close my eyes, and God will decide. And nobody knows for sure. All this talk about that homosexuals are wrong and it's not right and all this. How do you know? Are you gay? You're not gay? How can you sit there and tell me that I'm not going to be accepted into the kingdom of God because of the way I was born? If God created me, he should accept me and he will love me.
As have most people.
Absolutely, love. Look at me, for God's sake. How could you not?
So here, anyway, I rudely interrupted you because I was more intrigued about chapel.
Yes.
You mentioned you were about to start telling me about your further afield guilty pleasure.
Well, I started going to this place 20 odd years ago and fell in love with it. Oh my word, it's my secret guilty pleasure. It really is, honestly. And it is called a beautiful little island called Gran Canaria. And there's a resort there called Playa del Inglés. And I fell in love with it. And it's become a second home, I'll be honest.
Where would you like to travel to if you were to go further afield?
My 60th birthday's coming up.
Oh, yes.
In 3 years' time.
Yes, indeed, yeah.
Now, I don't know if everybody will want to do this, but I would love to share this with someone. And this is a dream for me. You know the elephant animal sanctuaries?
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to go there.
Whereabouts is that in the world?
Thailand.
Okay, Thailand, yeah.
And I'd love to go for 2 or 3 weeks. And I would love to just go there and work and nurse the elephants and feed the elephants and make them feel better. Because elephants are my favourite animal.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm an animal lover, don't get me wrong. I do. Oh, God, I love animals. But elephants are the most majestic. Elephants never forget a kindness.
They say that?
They never forget a kindness. And I would love to do that. I would love to go and I would love to wash them. And I was going to say dress them. Big Nelly.
Do you know, if just as you said, an elephant never forgets. Do you ever remember the Kit Kat advert from years ago? Where it's like some young guy goes to this. It's like it starts off with a kid that goes,
and
to
the
the
kid
zoo.
is in the at the side of the road,
and he starts
he's
like
sticking
going
his nose
to the elephant, and sure enough, an elephant never forgets. He goes back as an adult, and
That's
the elephant
right.
hits him over the head. And as the elephant's walking off, you hear it going.
Oh my! Yes, I do remember that. Actually, I do remember that. But that's one place. If you were to ask me where would I go further afield, that would be my dream holiday. But I would love to share it with close friends because, as you know, I'm single through choice. But you never know what could happen.
You never know.
Because I may have something to reveal.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to keep listening to find that out.
Yes.
Salacious gossip here.
Absolutely. So, Glenn.
Uh-huh.
So I love asking you questions. I really do. This is so good. Where is your favourite place to visit?
I, like you, have quite a few.
Okay.
I've got 2 that are standout. But first of all, I need to tell you, as you know,
Yeah.
I am and will forever be an avid cruiser. Now, I'm not talking about the type of cruising, up at the Giant's Ring. I'm talking about going on a ship and sailing the world.
Yeah.
And I'm affectionately known in my circle of friends as Glen 3 Cruises because we tend to go away quite a few times in a year. But my most favourite of places that I've been so far, because we've still got a lot of the world to see, is It's Kotor in Montenegro. So if you look at it on a map, it's literally the back of Italy. So if you think of Italy as the boot, just a little to the right on a map, you've got Montenegro. It's a very small country, but it's beautiful.
Stunning.
Absolutely beautiful. It's sort of valley shaped. The place that we went to was called Perast in Montenegro. Now it's a place of historical significance. It's been around for forever. Dates back to the Venetian era. So it's kind of Venetian influenced, tiled from head to toe, gorgeous. There's the thing that stood out for me immediately was there's a small church that was built in the middle of the lake. So it's kind of hard to describe, but I would encourage you to look this up.
Okay.
Go and have a Google. Look for Our Lady of the Rocks in Perast. And it's a church that was built so that when the sailors were going out to sea, this is the place that they went to visit on their way before they went on their journey. The other thing as well is that the Bay of Kotor is actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site, so you know that it's got some sort of significance there. Like, it's just beautiful. And when we were there, it was relatively quiet. It's not overpopulated. It's very, very small towns. I mean, extremely small towns. So to get from A to B, you know, it's very local. And it's one of those places that tourists haven't sort of, you know, took over and you're sort of fighting to get a photo for things. You know, it's just really nice. You mentioned earlier about ambience and serene and calm, and it's exactly like that. And actually, I learned a fact when we were there that if you've ever watched the Game of Thrones series, there's a city called King's Landing, and it's one of sort of like the main story points. And it's actually the real King's Landing is actually in Dubrovnik in Croatia, which is just next door to Montenegro. But the fun fact is that if Dubrovnik hadn't have been chosen for King's Landing, Kotor was the second alternative. So anyway, I'm gushing about it. I absolutely loved it. We had the most amazing experience when we were there. If you ever get the opportunity to go, or if you're ever cruising and there's an itinerary, I would really encourage you to do Kotor in Montenegro. So that's my first one. Now, I've just had a thought as I've said Croatia. You've actually been to Croatia. I remember you took yourself off on a wee weekend break.
Well, I jumped onto a wee certain app on my phone and I got the opportunity of a 5-day break in Dubrovnik. And I went, and it was one of the very first times I ever went solo. And I took the flights and I booked an Airbnb. Oh my word, it was stunning.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Yeah.
And I walked and I walked and I walked and I walked.
Did you walk the old town?
The old town, right around the old town.
So that red brick, red brick buildings, that's King's Landing from Game of Thrones.
Walked everywhere and went everywhere on my own. And you know, so I have I've been around, you know, but Dubrovnik to me was breathtaking. It was gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I think as you get older, your choice of holidays becomes far more tailored to what you really want to be doing, surrounded by, enjoying and having memories from. And I know that when I say Gran Canaria, a lot of people don't think that I would get that type of feeling when I say Chapel and Gran Canaria, right? But I don't go to Gran Canaria for the madness. I don't go for anything else other than I know where I'm going. I love where I'm staying. The people who I know when I'm over there, it would be like going to Montenegro.
Yeah. Yeah. So hold that thought. We need to take a very quick commercial break. So we'll be right back after these key messages. So, welcome back. Just before the break, Miss Leggs and I were sharing our favourite places to go.
Yes, we were indeed.
And you were in the process of telling us, before we were rudely interrupted by the commercial break, about Gran Canaria.
Yeah.
And how it's your favourite place to go.
Yeah.
I also mentioned that I had a couple of places. I mentioned Perast.
You did, yeah, you did.
Kotor in Montenegro.
Where's the other place?
Bermuda. Now, I have to say, Bermuda is everything you would expect it to be
Yeah.
for a Caribbean island. We were blown away by Bermuda. Now, we only got to spend a day there because we were on a cruise.
Yeah.
But pink sand beaches. Now, I'm not a fan of the beach. Anybody that knows me, I hate the
Yeah.
beach. Sand gets everywhere. I'm the kind of person that hates whenever you sort of open your bag and
There it is.
it wasn't even a bag that you took on holiday. And sure enough, you've got a small pile of sand at the bottom, and how it got there is beyond
no
me.
idea.
Gets everywhere. So I'm not a fan of the beach. But I make an exception for Bermuda. Absolutely stunning. The water, crystal clear water. Interesting fact, they don't actually have freshwater wells in Bermuda.
Oh.
So they collect the fresh water from the rain on the roofs of their houses, and that goes into then a purifier and cleans the water and so on as well. The other thing is that it's still a British territory, believe it or not.
Oh.
So it still flies the Union Jack and so on, and so you can tell that there's a bit of money being spent there, and I think it's also there's the Bermuda Naval Base and stuff there as well, and of course the one thing that Bermuda is famous for, which is of course
The Bermuda Triangle.
the Bermuda Triangle. Now, of course, it's famously located in the area known as the Bermuda Triangle, which is in the North Atlantic Ocean, by the way. And this is where, of course, numerous aircraft and boats and all have sort of sank. But unfortunately,
Humans.
nothing's went missing recently. Do you notice since the advent of GPS, now we sort of know where everything is.
Yeah.
So who knows? That mad portal of the Bermuda Triangle must have closed up once we introduced GPS.
That's
but anyway,
true.
so yeah, that my favorite places, if you were to ask me right now, Parast in Montenegro and Bermuda. Can highly recommend going there, by the way.
Well, you know what? I would like to do something monumental for my 60th, because I think to get to 60 is amazing. And do you know the one thing I do want for my 60th?
Nope, go ahead.
Stay healthy.
And you know what?
That's all.
I
I don't
think a
really
lot of
care
people
about
ask for that.
holidays and money and you know, it's just all I ask is, God, my friend, just keep me healthy. Keep me healthy. Here's something I want to bring up with you. We've both been to Las Vegas,
We have.
right? How was your experience?
Well, first of all, I've been to Vegas many times. We first went in 2011.
Okay.
And we went again in 2015, and then we went again in 2017. Now, I know where you're going with this question, because I think it's fair to say that you and I have had polar opposite experiences when it comes to Las Vegas. So I love Las Vegas. It is the happiest place on earth for me. It is an adult's playground. And I can hear you. I can already hear you in my head telling me that I'm talking nonsense. But you asked me, and I'm telling you. But I absolutely love Vegas. Now, we've not been recently. I understand America in general has got a little bit more expensive. So I don't know how I would feel about it now. But certainly the memories that I've got there are very fond. Drag brunches at 10 a.m. in the morning. And, you know,
Amazing.
going buck daft. It's by and large a kid-free zone, so there's no kids anywhere. You can walk down the street, you know, you can have a drink in hand. It just feels like a party atmosphere. And the other thing when I was there as well, I jumped off the side of the stratosphere.
I know, I remember seeing it.
So for anybody that's interested, in the description of this episode, I've put a link to my YouTube channel, to the actual video, and you can watch me jump off the side of the stratosphere. It's the biggest skyscraper in Las Vegas. Now, I should also point out as well, when I was thinking about this, my friend actually bought this for me. She was like, you have to go and jump off the side of the building. Looking back, was she trying to tell me something?
That's what I was thinking.
But here, what about your experience?
Well, I don't want to come across as ungrateful, right? But I went with one of my best friends, Sammy and we went for 10 days. And around about the 5th day, we'd done everything. And all of a sudden, I thought, I'm surrounded by all this concrete. The place never stops. It's 24/7, full on, full on, full on, full on, full on. And it was just... Even at night time, it was 33, 34 degrees.
Very hot.
Really,
Very,
really
very
hot.
Yeah.
So it all of a sudden went from being this, oh my God, it's amazing, oh my God, it's amazing, oh my God, to being, oh my God, I want to go home. And by the time we got to the 10th day, the night before we were due to go home, I met this guy, fell asleep, woke up with 5 minutes to spare. Sammy was out the front of the Stratosphere Hotel. That's where we stayed. Ready. It was like, where is... And I come running up the strip, literally pulling my clothes back on. We missed our transfer. And this guy was jumping into this massive 40-foot truck. And I went, here, do us a big favour. And he was like, yeah. I was like, do you go past the airport? And he was like, yeah. So he drove us.
Wow.
Straight to the airport. We got in, we ran up, and we were the last two to check in. And the girl goes, we give our passports, and she goes, are you okay, you guys? And I was like, can we get an upgrade? And she gave us an upgrade.
Oh, wow.
For free.
That was good because they don't give them out anymore, that's for sure.
Nobody asked for them. And it was Virgin, and Sammy came off worse. His upgrade was at a toilet. Oh, and he sat, and at that seat, it's where everybody leans on before they go in to go to the toilet.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, yeah.
My seat was heaven sent because I was on the outside just as you come in and out of the wee station where they cook all the food.
Yeah.
So a guy sits beside me, very good looking, and his wife, and she fell asleep almost instantly. I was starving because I'd been making relations with your mom. And so a plane took off, food came out almost straight away. He had his, I had mine. I looked across and his wife was sitting on the wee tray, and I said to him, can I have it? And he went to me, yeah, of course, and he gave it to me. So then the air hostess came out and I said, can I have a blanket and a pillow? Yes, of course, honey. So I put my head back, I put the blanket around me, and then I fell asleep. And the next thing, I was being touched on the shoulder. I opened my eyes. Excuse me, you need to wake up. I was like, what for? We're about to land.
Wow.
Couldn't believe it.
Well, it's 11, like 11, 13,
yeah.
11 or 12 hours. That's
the
crazy.
Whole way. Wow. And do you know what I done? I opened my seatbelt, stood up, and you know when you do that big stretch and you go, and you look around, everybody was fuming at me. And I sat back down again, and the air hostess came out and said, do you want some water? And I was like, oh, thank you so much, darling. She handed me the glass of water and she said to me, did you enjoy your sleep? And I was like, yeah, why? She said, you snored whole way. She said, you weren't just snoring, you were rattling. And I was like, oh, I'm really sorry. And she said, no, don't worry about it. Because I got myself into like a mummy's position, across my arms, to put my head back. I was able to stick my feet right out. I didn't move for 11 hours. And I was like,
do you know what? Here, that's a skill. I know the people I travel with, they can find it quite easily, you know, like just close their eyes before we've even got off the runway and wake up as soon as we're landing.
So as we get off the plane, there's Sammy. Sammy looks at me and I'm looking like a new pin, and Sammy's looking like death warmed up. He goes to me, see you in your upgrade. And I was like, why, what happened? He told me, and then I told him. We had to sit and wait in our transfer in Heathrow to get to Belfast. He was not one bit pleased. God love my heart without him. But Las Vegas is good.
Yeah,
if that's your thing. Do you understand what I'm
saying?
I
get that. Like, it's not for everybody. No. I know people who have went and have very similar sentiments to you. When we go, we typically went for 2 weeks. Now, I mentioned already, I don't like a beach, but I do love a hotel pool. And for me, it's a case of grabbing my swim shorts and lying by the pool and getting myself a bucket of beer and just watching the sun go down. That's my kind of relaxation. Do you know? Now, it's funny you said about you'd sort of seen everything, but like, did you just do the sights? Did you do like the Hoover Dam, the Grand Canyon? Did you go to LA?
We didn't go into LA, but what we did do was we hired the helicopter and we flew into the Grand Canyon and we touched down on the floor and we had a picnic. We done all of those things. We went to the local gay bars, the local gay clubs. We went shopping. We went to Cirque du Soleil. But what I really found and I struggled with was so many people, so much concrete, so much noise that it just became really compounding.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no escape from it.
Yeah.
Like when you went into a hotel lobby, it was machines, it was money, it was loudness, it was shouting, it was fast, and it was all night, all day long.
Well, I have a funny story to tell you about LA. So we took the bus from Las Vegas and we went to LA for the day. Now, we had the best time in LA. We done all the main sites. We went to Rodeo Drive. We went to Muscle Beach, Santa Monica Pier. We done the whole lot. On the way back, however, turned into a complete bloody nightmare. So, picture it. Sicily, 1912. So, no, we were on our way back from Los Angeles. Everything's going smoothly, just chilling, getting ready to get back, into our hotel. And of course, the bus decides that it's auditioning for a disaster movie and breaks down in the middle of nowhere. Now, this is late at night. And I mean, we're in the middle of the desert, so it's not like there's a casual street light or anything like that. Pitch black. We pulled into this service station. I'm using, again, the term service station extremely lightly.
Okay.
It was basically 2 wooden toilets and a vending machine. Now, the wooden toilets, if you'd ever watched the kids' program Shrek, and those sort of old wooden toilets that like you see beside Shrek's swamp, it was like that. There was 2 of them.
My God.
Like this service station must have been there since like when Lincoln was around, right? Like it was mad. We get off the bus anyway. And, they sort of said, like, you need to get off the bus, just go out, stretch your legs and all the rest of it. And of course we get off and sure did, and we meet the local wildlife. And there was a family of raccoons rustling through bins. Like, it was sort of like something straight out of a movie. But anyway, so we needed to go to the toilet. Oh, Tina, the toilets. Oh my goodness. Nightmare. Leaping. Absolutely leaping. But anyway, so we had to sit there for a couple of hours playing I Spy, as you do. It's like I spy with my little eye another traveller, because there was nothing to spy. Like, there was literally pitch black. Bad. But one of the things that our travel party like to do is they play something called the Friends game.
Okay.
Similar to the Emmerdale game or the Coronation Street game.
Okay.
They just start naming random characters, and this went on for bloody hours and hours and hours.
How many of you were away?
3 of us.
Right. Okay.
3 of us. But I mean, at one point I even thought about like establishing my own community. Do you know what I mean? Like, the bus hasn't arrived just yet. Why not? But I mean, I'd even considered giving the raccoons leadership roles, because sure, like they were already street smart. They were already rustling through the bins. But anyway, long story short, the new bus arrives. We finally get onto that, but that was
scary.
That was scary, and it was like The Hills Have Eyes. It was like something straight from a horror movie. And can I tell you, I have never appreciated a moving vehicle and plumbed toilets
in all your life,
more than I did whenever we get back to the hotel.
Was there just you 3 on the bus, or was there other people?
Oh, there was 7 of us in total.
Wow.
So there was the 3 of us that went. Yeah, it was a relatively small private tour that we took.
Well, thank God the other 4 people on the bus weren't mass murderers.
I know.
You're lucky.
It was madness. Anyway, there you go. Fun story about my trip to Las Vegas. Anyway, we'll be right back with the next segment, which is
Tina's Tips. I said tips, TIPS.
To be fair, I did tell Tina this when I was recording the jingle that you're about to hear. Yeah. I had to record this so many times because every time that I done the jingle, it sounded like Tina's tits. Anyway, here it is. Tina's Tips.
Always remember, laughter is the best medicine. So, sprinkle a little silliness into your day whenever you can.
Tina's Tips. My iconic tonic.
Ladies and gentlemen, sippers and gigglers, it's time for the iconic tonic.
Iconic tonic. Just gets stupider every time.
It does, but I like stupid. You suit it so well. This is where we talk about our iconic things of the week. And I am just busting to talk about my iconic tonic.
Okay, but you're going to wait because I'm going to go first this time.
All right,
seeing you're busting and all that.
For God's sake. Just in case I might pipe on a bit. Okay, Glenn, who or what or is your iconic tonic of the week?
My iconic tonic of this week is, and I promise it is not paid promotion. I am doing this for the goodness of my heart, but I have been to this place on a number of occasions within the last week or so. In fact, I've been about 3 times in the space of a week, but it's so good that we keep going back. And it is none other than Pizza Punks. Have you been?
Not yet.
Okay, so it's a trendy pizza joint. Now, it's originally from Newcastle, across the water in England, and they've opened branches pretty much throughout the UK. So the Belfast branch, it opened in 2017. And I've been so many times. Pretty much the idea is that you can go in, you can get preset pizzas, or you can create your own. And for £13.99, you can get unlimited toppings. And some of the toppings are pretty nice, to be fair. Everything's done on a wood fire stove, so it's like proper authentic pizza. Everything's sort of made fresh on site. They've got a great selection of cocktails, and if you go on like the Monday night, for example, you can get £7 cocktails.
Wow.
If you go on a Monday night, they do some specials. So for example, you can do their cheap date Monday and you can get 2 pizzas and 2 beers for £29. And let me tell you, I have done that more than one occasion. We went on a cheap date Monday. But look, anyway, they are worth a visit. Always great for catching up with friends, particularly if you like yourself a nice gin.
Oh, I do.
There's the gin. Chin. But of course they always have creative specials and stuff on as well, so I'd highly recommend that you go. I've seemed to be living there in the last week or so, and when I thought about it, I thought I actually really like going here. So that is my iconic tonic of the week.
And actually bear that in mind, because now that it's summer, the nights are longer, and it'd be a nice summer to take mummy.
Yeah.
For an early evening tea.
Yeah.
Nice. And she loves, mummy actually loves going out. We have a lovely voucher for another place, Villa Italia.
Yes, I know it well. Yeah.
We'd like to go there. She really wants to go. And she always wants to try the menu, but she always goes back to the same thing. I'd like lasagna. And she'd be talking about, I might try this and I might try that. And God love her.
Go for the old faithful.
Go for the old faithful.
So listen, Legsy.
Yes.
What, who, or is your iconic tonic?
I'll give you a clue.
Okay.
How will I know if he really loves me? How will I know? I say a prayer with every heartbeat.
Oh, okay, I get what you're doing. Okay.
I fall in love whenever we meet.
Miss Whitney Houston.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, born on the 9th of August, 1963, and very sadly, and way before her time, passed away on the 11th of February, 2012. Can you remember where you were when you found out Whitney had passed?
I don't remember. I remember the time, though. But it was, I think everybody was in kind of shock.
Oh.
Because like most superstars, we take them for granted.
We do. We literally do. And the thing that I found fascinating about Whitney Houston was that, you don't really get to know their before life. You think that these people are kind of born in when you see them on TV, and that's how they come into the world. And then when I found out that her auntie is Miss Dionne Warwick, and that her mummy was Cissy Houston, and she was a very famous, not very famous, but she was a well-known gospel singer. And I think Whitney spent her childhood trying to prove to her mum that she was the best singer, and she actually was. Mm-hmm. Her songs, her music, the 1980s, the big hair, the dancers, everything about it was inspiring for me, because at that time, back in the 80s, I was looking at, there was a small change in the air, although it was pretty scary being gay. 16, 17, 18, to me it was a big secret. Didn't really care. But at the same time, your wee bubble, your wee gay bubble was yours and yours alone, and nobody really knew except for Kitty. And I just remember watching her and thinking, how happy that woman made me feel because of her dancers. You just knew they were gay. Well, obviously they could dance, you know. And just, I used to look and think, wow. And I always relate to things that make me happy and happier. I always believe you have two choices in life. You can be happy or be happier. If you're not happier, you're still going to be happy. I don't think there's a Whitney Houston classic song that doesn't make me smile.
Have you watched the biopic
I have.
of hers? What did you think of it?
I thought it was pretty good.
Do you think there's a lot of truth in the way that was shot? Because wasn't there suggestions that she might have been bisexual, perhaps?
Well, there's a lot of suggestions about a lot of things about Whitney Houston, but the poor girl her feet never touched the ground.
Oh, yeah.
And I think she probably secretly ended up hating fame and what it done to her, because she was so used, so overlooked, and she tried to be this big, strong, independent woman when all along she just felt cheated by everybody and everything.
Took advantage of.
Yeah.
A bit like Elvis, what happened
bit like
to him.
Elvis.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It was money,
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Money came first, Whitney came second. She was gifted such a talent by God. And I guess as she got older, she thought, they don't care about me. They just want all this money that I can bring in. You know, God love her. And I kind of sort of touch on that, and we'll keep this for further down the line for another iconic, the fabulous Miss Tina Turner.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you know, now there was the Queen.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started.
There is a Queen. She's still with us, isn't she?
Tina Turner?
Aye.
No, Tina Turner passed away last year.
Did she?
Yes, she did.
Okay. Well, that'll definitely not be kept in.
Okay. Nope. Tina Turner passed away last year.
Didn't know that.
But yeah, my iconic tonic, the one and only Miss Whitney Houston.
Yes, and mine was Pizza Bunks. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're more than welcome, honey, and thank you so much for giving me the tips on Pizza Punks. Mama Bear and I will be taking a wee slice.
For sure.
Yeah.
So don't go anywhere. Up next is Sip and Share.
See you soon.
Sip and share.
Okay, welcome back. So, this is the part of the show where you, our fabulous listener, ask a question to Tina and I. If you want to ask a question, you can find all of the details in the description of this episode. You can hit us up on WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, email, send a carrier pigeon, write to us. We'll accept all methods.
We will. Just if you need to get in contact with us, I think by now everybody knows how to get in contact with us via.
Well, you can never be too sure. Anyway, here is a listener that has got in contact with us.
Oh.
They contacted us through Instagram.
Lovely.
Their Instagram name is That Queen Becca. Hi, Becca.
Hey, Becca.
Becca Boots.
I know who this gorgeous little lady is. Hey, girl. How
Some
you
call her
doing?
Fountain Lane. I call her the Becca Boots.
Do you know what? That has to be my favourite drag queen name of all time.
Becca Boots.
Yeah, do you remember the emoji with the cat? The little white cat? And your woman from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and she's screaming across
and the
the
cat's
table,
just like...
and the cat's looking at her, and the Beverly Hills housewife goes, "It's Donegal Place," and the cat's going, "It's Becca Boots." I thought, oh my god, and spelled BECCABOOTS. But do you know the way the Belfast people speak?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's not Donegal Place, it's Becca Boots.
Okay.
Hi, Becca.
So it's from none other than Becca Boots.
Oh, girl.
Fabulous Becca. Becca, thank you so much for writing in. But her question is this.
Okay.
It's a question to both of us.
Oh, lovely.
So, what's your favourite live performance by an artist? I'll let you take that one first.
Oh, that is a very good question. My favourite live performance would have to be Beyonce.
Oh, now that's right up Becca's street.
Yeah.
She is a massive Beyonce fan.
When I went to see her when she came here a few years ago and actually got into drag to go and watch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And her costume designer came out and tipped me on the shoulder. We were right up in the circle, me and Shimola and all. And she came out and she tipped me on the shoulder and she said, "Beyonce loves your outfit. You look fabulous."
Wow.
And during the concert, she was doing her thing. She was singing away and she was looking down. She was pointing. She was doing that little wave, you know. And I was like, and she was phenomenal.
She's too big for Belfast now.
Too big for Belfast now, Pat. She was, you know what I mean? She was steps and stirs back then, do you know what I mean? Now she's leaps and bounds. But I have to say, I mean, she blew me away. And I love B.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
You know, Beyonce back a boots.
For me, I love a live vocalist. I have so many favourites, so it's kind of hard. But if I'm going to choose one, I'm going to choose the Swedish artist Tove Lo. Now, people will go, who is Tove Lo? Trust me, you will have heard her music. You just will not know that she's called Tove Lo. We went to Luxembourg last year. A friend of mine and I, we went, and she put on such a performance. Pitch perfect. She's one of these sort of TikTok stars that when she sings her songs, she is note perfect every time. So I appreciate a live artist. Also, she is the artist that's known for flashing her tits during every concert. And I said tits, not tips. During every concert.
Nice.
It's her thing. So if you're ever going to connect with your audience, just flash them.
Get the boys out.
She is my favorite live performance of all time, just for her vocal capability. The songs that she writes are proper bops. Like, they are bop
They're
bops.
bop.
Yeah.
Be bop baloo bop. There's my baby.
Becca, thank you so much for your question.
Cheers, Becca, honey.
And sadly, that is the end of this episode.
Oh,
I know. But when are we back?
Oh, we're back in 2 weeks' time.
We are back in 2 weeks' time
We
with
are
yet
indeed.
another fabulous rendition of
Sips and Giggles.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Chin chin.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at G&T Pod. Also, thank you to those people that took the time to write in a question. If you would like to write in a question or send us a voice note, you'll find the details in the description of this episode. And of course, if we haven't already asked enough of you, please subscribe and leave a review, but be kind. Much love, G&T.